I'm going to need to do this in a different way. I thought I was going to be so clever doing that, and it clearly hasn't worked at all, so I'm really sorry. Also, it's getting a bit warm in the man cave now, so I'm just going to have to turn off the heater, because I turned it on because it was freezing out here, but that heater's really quite efficient. Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome. What I'm going to do actually, I'm just going to quickly hop on over. I've got my keyboard just down here. I know this is not quite as slick as I was hoping for, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not, well, it's pretty bad, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible. So that's something. Okay, first of all, hello. I know that there are some people who have already popped in, said hello, all of that sort of stuff. We've got about 3 viewers at the moment, which is awesome. So, first of all, hello, welcome to the Gobble Inn for the very first professional-ish live stream from the Wizard Pub. It was supposed to be far more professional than this, and I have tested, but it didn't really seem to work terribly well. I've got like a keyboard and I've got a pedal that allows me to do this. Hopefully that's... I mean, it looks like it's working to me, so hopefully it's working to you guys. Yeah, I'm having some problems, technical difficulties at the moment, teething problems, shall we say. I know I've done a few little crappy versions of, you know, live streams and posts in the past from the man cave, but nothing quite on this scale before. I will let you know before we get into the show, which will happen in just a jiffy, but before we get going, I just need to let you know that I've been pretty ill for the last week or so, and that means that some of what I was planning to have working probably won't work because I've just not had time to test it on account of being in bed for most of the week. I had hoped to put a camera up there pointing at Ferdinand so that we can interact with Ferdinand. He can say things, but that's just not going to happen because it's a technical thing, but basically the camera draws too much power, and if I have too much cable then it's going to deplete the power, so it's not going to allow it to sort of show as much as I would like, so that's a bit annoying. But if you've tuned in and you're hanging about, please do say hello. I'm going to keep an eye up on the chat there. We do love to chat here on Real Wizardry, and it will be just great to see your name and to be able to read out your name and say hello and all of that sort of thing. Hopefully, and I don't know whether this is going to work, hopefully this screen that I've got up at the moment is going to be high res enough so that I can actually read directly off it just by looking up here and just going, oh, that's the thing. Otherwise I might need to put the chat somewhere on the auto cue so I can look straight down the barrel. Yeah, I did try to have the camera sort of live so that when I come in I just sort of click a button and it all goes live. It was working perfectly well until about 5 minutes before the broadcast, so I'm sorry about that. But anyway, let's get back on track, sort of. As always, remember to use those emojis if you are a member, and if you're not a member, you can also become a member for only £1.99 per month. And you can use the join feature on YouTube for that. So, we do have a couple of concurrent viewers, which is kind of cool. If you are there, say hello. Just because of getting the pukes this week and because it's the first proper one in the man cave, I think I'm going to make this a fairly short one this week. I do have a drink here. It's in my custom Gobble Inn glass, and oops, and it's also got the Gobble Inn coaster as well, just to stop any kind of rings from forming on the table that I've got here. So yes, we do have real or fake. Yes, we do have Frank. He's not going to be able to say hello or anything like that because I've transferred everything over to the man cave, and then got really, really ill, and wasn't really able to test anything. So, yeah. I mean, he says real or fake, and that's pretty much all he's going to be able to do. But we'll see how it goes. You know, I've got a whole load of features here on the Stream Deck. Most of them don't work, but this one does. Okay, so let's get going. And I guess people are just going to be able to drop in as and when, hopefully. So the first one, real or fake. Let's play real or fake. First one in the man cave, and you'll notice also that I've got a new splash screen, which was created some time ago. Hello, Lynn Kirby. How are you doing? And we've also got Kaylee Christensen. Hello to you. So it's nice to see some comments popping up, and like I say, I'm going to say hello. I don't know whether I'm lagging. I don't think I am, but maybe I am. I don't know. Let's see how it goes, and I'm just going to rock on, and hopefully it will update as and when. Okay, so number one, there is a sound that terrifies you without being heard, but is that real or fake? Okay, so this is the idea, I guess, that there is a frequency so low that humans can't consciously hear it, yet when it is present at the right intensity, people report anxiety, dread, nausea, and the strong feeling that something is wrong, even though the room seems silent. We have Evil Vegetables, ho ho ho, hello to you. Yeah, so is there a sound that causes people to report anxiety, dread, nausea, and a strong feeling that something's wrong, even though the room seems silent? Is that real or fake? What do we think? Katie says that number one is real. She's got a emoji. I like that. I'm going to give people 5 seconds, and we can see.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All phases complete.
Okay, normally I'd also have an animation up here, but that's not going to happen today. So Evil Vegetable says that he hears that he's heard that somewhere before. Number one is real. Is it real though? Now we have Frank to explain.
This one is actually real.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Blows my mind. So, yeah, apparently the explanation here is that this is caused by infrasound, which is it sits below the normal range of human hearing. Although we cannot actually hear it as a sound, the body still reacts to it physically. That said, there are some people, myself included, who can hear something called the hum, which is very similar to that. It does cause sorts of anxiety and stuff like that, but we can actually hear it. There are around about 2% of the population that can hear it. I'm unlucky enough to be able to hear it, and it's incessant and annoying, and especially as we live near an airport, that's probably where it's coming from. So infrasound has been linked to unease, panic, and even reports of ghostly presence in a building, and faulty ventilation systems can also cause infrasound. So yeah. Lynn Kirby says it's real, and it stinks, says Evil Vegetables. Absolutely, I think you can hear it as well, can't you? Yeah, the hum is horrid, and it's not just a myth. So let's move on with number two of real or fake. Number two, the story of the missiles guided by pigeons, or if you're American, missiles, because you pronounce everything wrong. Because before computers were reliable enough to guide weapons, engineers considered a biological solution. The plan involved live pigeons inside missiles, actually sitting inside the missiles. So obviously they would die, but they were trained to peck at an image of a treat, or of a target rather, that's associated to a treat, and guide that weapon by keeping it centered by pecking on the target. But is that real or fake? What do we think? So, we don't have any comments just yet. You're going to have to be quicker on the draw than that, chaps. I'm going to give you all a 5-second warning.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All phases complete.
Okay, the answer is, so Evil Vegetables has said it's real. I don't think Kaylee has said anything, and Lynn hasn't said anything either. Hopefully you're not lagging too badly behind. So Kaylee says it's real. She's got the king icon or queen icon. So Kaylee says it's real. Lynn says it's fake. The answer is...
This one is actually real.
Yeah, this one's actually real. Blows my mind. I just love the exploding head. About that, don't quite know what's going on here because it should be. Are we online? Just cut out. Yeah, I see that. Okay, are we back online? I'm sorry about that. I don't quite know what's going on with my camera. Hopefully it's now working. Like I say, I tested all of this out and it was all working absolutely brilliantly, and now it's just not. So yeah, I don't understand what's going on. Anyway, so this was an experiment from World War II by psychologist B.F. Skinner. The pigeons performed shockingly well, but the system was abandoned because military leaders simply could not bring themselves to trust a weapon powered by birds. Yeah, hello Belly, thanks. Yeah, I know. I've got some work to do on that front. But yeah, we're back on track, thank you. It's saying no signal. I know. I've got... I mean, it's not a very new camera, but it was working last week. So yeah, I don't understand what's going on with it, to be honest. Yeah, the reason that this project was abandoned was because military leaders simply couldn't bring themselves to trust a weapon powered by birds. Which I guess I kind of understand that. Okay, so that one was actually real.
This one is actually real.
I forgot to turn off the compressor, but that's quite a cool thing. I can actually show you a bit later on, maybe. If we listen out very carefully, hopefully that's going to stop in a minute because that's really annoying. It doesn't take long. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about... I told you it wasn't going to be a brilliantly professional thing. It would probably backfire. I don't know. I think the pigeons were actually surprisingly good, but military leaders couldn't trust pigeons. So yeah, I get that. Okay, number 3. Smart speakers secretly disable their microphones. So smart home devices rather, allegedly turn off their microphones when the humidity rises too high, preventing condensation from causing false wake words or distorted recordings. But is that real or fake? Hey, we got TDR Graphics 1 again. Hello. I haven't seen you for ages. Joining from Kentucky in the US of A. Hi, how you doing? Sorry, I'm looking up here because that's where all the comments are. But I should probably put it on this camera, shouldn't I? And then maybe I'll be able to detect when the camera goes off. So I'm sorry about that again. Yeah, so is that real or fake? Are smart homes disabling their recordings when humidity gets too high? What do we think? Is that real or fake? So Kaylee is saying that 3 is fake. I think she's the first one off the draw at the moment. If you're enjoying this, please do click the like button. You're currently watching Real Wizardry. I'll give you a couple of seconds while I play this. So TDR Graphics 1 says it's fake, Evil Vegetables says it's fake, and what do you say, Frank?
I'm afraid it's a stinking fake.
Yep, there's no explanation to this one, it's just made up. Okay, number 4 then. Your brain sees images you swear you never saw. So images flashed on a screen for only a few milliseconds, which is too fast to be consciously noticed, can still be processed by the brain and influence emotions, decisions and behaviour. Is that real or fake? What do we think? Now, as a little caveat to this, I've got to say that the Buy Coca-Cola Now idea, it's like a psychological experiment that's often used as an example of this being real. That one has been revealed to be fake. So is the flashing of images going to actually make people do what they want people to do or not? What do we think? Katie said number 4 is real. Real, it's why subliminal advertising was outlawed, said TDR Graphics 1. Actually, the reason it was outlawed was because of a fake study. Yeah, but you're right, it is because it's supposed to work, but does it actually work? The fake study was definitely fake. Is it actually fake though? Now, to clarify, the fake study was definitely absolutely fake, but what do we say, Frank?
This one is actually real.
Really?
Yeah, this is known as subliminal perception. Even when people insist that they saw nothing, brain scans and psychological tests show that the information was still processed. So it subtly influences reactions without conscious awareness, and this is why it was outlawed in the end. Well, actually, it was outlawed because of the study. The study then came out saying it was fake and it wasn't replicable, but subsequent studies have said that actually there is something in it. Okay, number 5 then. A room so quiet it makes you actually hear things. Scientists have built rooms that are so completely silent that people placed inside them begin to hear sounds that aren't there, and eventually they lose their sense of time and they feel increasingly uncomfortable. After a while, it can actually drive you mad. But is that real or fake? Kaylee is absolutely crushing it at the moment. 4 for 4, that's brilliant. Although now I've said it, I'm going to get the next bunch wrong. Love it. Love the confidence there, Kaylee. Keep it high. We're all good. What do we reckon? Silent rooms can turn you mad. Is that real or fake? What do we think? I think Evil Vegetables may be off watching a Christmas light switch on at the moment, so he's probably not going to be around.
This one is actually real.
to work out something that... Oh, I think I might know why. No. Is that working? Where does that go? That goes in there, that goes in there. That's all solid. I don't know why that's not working. I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah, it's all dead. I don't know why that's not working. You can see me though, right? I mean, I can see myself, so I would hope so. Yeah. I think we might have to keep on doing this. I'm going to maybe talk a bit faster and see if we can get this. Hopefully you can hear me and I'm back again. So they are called anechoic chambers. With the external sound removed, the brain turns inward, amplifying internal noises like heartbeat, breathing and nervous system activity, sometimes to the point of hallucination, and people can actually go mad, which is utterly bonkers. Working now, thank you TDR Graphics 1, appreciate it. I am just going to move something out of the way though. I don't know why it's not working. I'm going to have to look into that because that's just not good enough. Okay, Wi-Fi was almost banned because of dreams. Is that real or fake? So early wireless networking was almost rejected entirely because home users, for home use rather, because engineers feared constant radio waves might interfere with sleep, dreams and human subconscious. What do we think? Is that real or fake? Oh, I've just got to constantly look up here and see whether or not the internet's or the pictures dropped out. I don't know why it would, but maybe there's a reason for it. I don't know. TDR Graphics 1 says that that's fake. Why do you say that? I'd like to know. Katie says back. Thank you. Number 6, fake. Okay. And I think we've got Evil Vegetables and Lynn Kirby there as well. Although I haven't seen Lynn for a while, so maybe she's gone elsewhere. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All phases complete.
Okay, and the answer is... I don't think it's too much of a surprise.
I'm afraid it's a stinking fake.
No, this one is actually untrue. They have suggested that because using it could drive revenue for businesses. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think the thing about Wi-Fi is that the health concerns are definitely secondary to the benefits, I think. If you enjoy this, please click the like button. You are currently watching Real Wizardry. Number 7 then, of real or fake. The clock that winds itself. There exists a mechanical clock that has been running accurately for decades without any batteries, without any electricity, or without being wound by a human hand. But is that real or fake? What do we think? Let me know down in the chat. I could tell you a bit more, but I don't think I should just yet. So, what do you think? Hopefully, I'm just going to have to keep on checking on this stream, aren't I? Yeah, that seems to be working. That's all good. For how long, I'm not sure, but it is working at the moment. TDR Graphics 1 says that that's real. What do we reckon, Kaylee? You think that's real as well? Okay. I like your beware of sign. Yeah, thank you. This is all, you know, it's not a background. This is all real. This is a set. This is my magical man cave. So I'm actually here, which it's been a long time coming, but I've got some videos about that on my other channel, Magical Man Cave. I actually recently discovered a new
a new old video that I recorded a long time ago for a live show, where I was recording in the garage, and the garage door was still a garage door, and you could actually see my car and everything. It was weird. And it was talking about how it's going to be this wizard pub, and I'm not really sure I believed it at the time, but here we are. I've got a cauldron and everything. Here's the lid. It's slightly off camera, but it's still there. So this is, what do we think, Frank?
This one is actually real.
Yeah, this was. I keep on forgetting the really. Yes, it's real. So this is called the Beverly clock, and it keeps time itself. It keeps itself going by using tiny changes in air pressure and temperature to self-wind. Now these microscopic environmental shifts provide just enough energy to keep the mechanism actually ticking, which is kind of bonkers. It is all isolated within a bell jar, but it's still ticking, yeah. Number 8 then, eavesdropping with a laser. A laser aimed at a window can detect tiny vibrations in the glass and reconstruct speech from the inside of a room without placing any listening devices on it. Similarly, you can do the same with Wi-Fi. But is that real or fake? Laura Trigger, sorry I missed the start. I know, you were asleep. I saw you. So, yes. What do we think then? Lasers and Wi-Fi can spy on your speech. Is that real or fake? Give you another 5 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All phases complete.
Okay, now here's the really weird bit.
This one is actually real.
Yeah, this one's actually real. Sorry, Kaylee, your unbroken awesomeness has just broken. Sorry. One of these days you'll get 10 for 10. One of these days. 7 right so far, she says. Yeah, 8 is not right. Sorry. This one is actually real. So sound waves cause the glass to vibrate by microscopic amounts, and sensitive laser systems can measure these vibrations and translate them back into audio, making this a real documented surveillance technique. Yes. Laura's happy though, she got that one right. Yeah, this one is quite a scary one. Also, Wi-Fi can map out your room and detect where you are in real space, and potentially even listen to your voice as well, which just makes me quite uncomfortable. But yeah, standard routers typically wouldn't do it, but they in theory could. Researchers have already worked out how to use Wi-Fi to 3D map a room similar to radar, just by using bounce back of different radio waves. Yeah, it's true, it's out there, it's scary. Ooh, broke my winning streak. I know, sorry Kaylee. And TDR Graphics 1, sorry, yeah, broke yours as well. Okay, moving on to the penultimate one, an AI that rejected reality. A modern AI system reportedly analysed its training data and began rejecting large portions of it before it was actually assimilating it, because it statistically resembled hoaxes more than reality. But is that real or fake? I'm actually building an AI system at the moment, and yeah, it can be quite difficult to tell whether or not something is real or not. I guess similar to this whole game, really. Is it real or fake? So, is this real or fake? What do we think? So the AI actually rejected large portions of its training data because it statistically resembled hoax more than reality, and it just said, no, I'm not doing that because clearly that's not real. So Laura's saying 9 is real, Kaylee is saying 9 is real, TDR Graphics 1 is saying it's real, and I think that's everybody that's playing at the moment, and the answer is coming straight after this. Yeah, who says I can't do edge of your seat recording, broadcasting? The answer is, unfortunately,
I'm afraid it's a stinking fake.
I'm going to see if I can do something about this permanently, because it's really quite annoying. There we go. I've got a little monitor there, which I've just plugged in, and hopefully that will tell me whether or not it's real. Whether or not, what am I talking about? Hopefully it will tell me whether or not the camera's gone off, because I can see it just off the corner of the auto cue. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, where were we? We were talking about AI that rejected reality. Okay, so I don't know how far we've got. Hopefully everybody's heard that a modern AI system analysed its training data, began rejecting large portions of it because it statistically resembled hoaxes more than the reality, and that is fake.
I'm afraid it's a stinking fake.
Okay, number 10 then. Old books smell like dessert. The comforting smell of old books comes partly from the same chemical compounds responsible for the aroma of vanilla and chocolate. But is that real or fake? What do we think? Hello, Laura Trigger. So, hi. Number 10, is that real or fake? I know that Laura said it's real. And by the way, she doesn't know the answer to any of the questions that I'm asking, except for, in a similar way to you might know the answer is real or fake. She has no insider knowledge, so following Laura isn't always a good idea. I'm not saying it's real, Laura, I'm not saying it's fake, I'm just saying she doesn't know any better than anybody else. TDR Graphics 1 says it's fake. Laura says it's real. One of you is correct. I'm not going to say who just yet. I'm going to give you a little bit of time for this one. What do we think? So, the comforting smell of old books comes partly from the same chemical compounds responsible for the aroma of vanilla and chocolate.
5,
Let's give you some time.
4, 3, 2, 1. All phases complete.
It's definitely not a good idea. What, following you, Laura? No, I think that's probably true. Any regulars to the show will know that Laura has no better idea than anybody else on any of these things, and sometimes she gets them right, sometimes she doesn't. So, what do we think? Where are we right now? The comforting smell of old books comes partly from the same chemical compounds responsible for the aroma of vanilla and chocolate. The answer is, mind-blowingly,
This one is actually real.
Really?
yeah, this one's actually real. So as paper and glue break down, they actually release compounds like vanillin, yeah, and benzaldehyde, which are chemicals also found in familiar food aromas. So that cosy library smell is literally edible chemistry. Literally. Although I wouldn't go eating books. You'll probably be thrown out of Waterstones if you start eating books. But yeah, Laura got it right. TDR Graphics 1, I'm afraid you got it wrong. And Kaylee, I didn't see an answer for that for number 10. So hopefully you're not still stuck on the camera being dead. But yeah, that's actually dead. That's actually real. Yes, it's real. Correct. Very good. Thank you for playing Real or Fake with me. Right. I'm still not feeling brilliant actually, so I think I will call it a day, but thank you ever so much for watching, thank you ever so much for playing. I will see you again very, very soon with some more magical awesomeness, but until next time, as always, stay magical. And I don't have a shortcut to end this stream, but I really appreciate it. Please do click like, subscribe, ding that bell if you haven't already, share it with your friends, that's how I grow, and I'll really appreciate it. Thanks very much. See you again next week.